If you're tuning in right now, you happen to be watching the world's truest source for hip hop news, black culture, sports, and of course the best reaction videos on the net. I'm talking about Kofi's Universe. If you haven't already subscribed, it's your chance to hit that button now before I hit this blunt. Bada.
YouTube, salute. This is my review of Wu-Tang and American Saga, Season 2, Episode 9. Let's talk about it. If you're new to my channel, thumbs up the video. Hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. Alright, so at the beginning of this episode, you see RZA playing chess with himself. So while he's playing chess with himself, it's his consciousness talking to himself, the good and evil side of what move he should be doing moving forward. We get into another scene where RZA, Divine, and Power are sitting with a record label boss trying to figure out if they will get a deal for their first project if it's released. Their label boss wants to drop a single, but he suggests that an album release is good, and he gives RZA a sword, and engraved on the sword is 100,000 K. So Power Divine like, oh hell yeah. There we go, there we go, there we go. We're moving forward, we're moving forward. So we're getting somewhere. Divine's like, calm down, we're gonna get to that. That's the one deal. We're gonna get through more deals. So we cut to a scene. They talk about Cream, because this is the title of the episode, Cream. But at the time, before it was called Cream, it was called Lifestyle of the Rich. But at the time, Deck was like, I'm not really feeling that, because the original Cream was 24 bars with Raekwon and Deck. They shortened it down to 16 bars and they rewrote their verse. So Deck told RZA, I wrote a verse in jail from Cream. So he's like, okay, cool. So when he did that, he spit it to RZA. And RZA was like, all right, yeah. Go in the booth, drop that. That sounds good. So at the time, Ghostface goes home, sees his girl, yada, and she's filling out a job application. He said, what you doing? She was like, we need some money around here. Ghost looks outside, he see people selling drugs. He like, she sees that he might be getting the get that image of going back and doing something. I was like, okay, interesting. So, all right. So moving to the next scene, they go to another meeting. This time they're talking to Elektra. Elektra offers Wu-Tang 200,000 K, but at the same time they want them to kind of somewhat sell their image, and Riz is not feeling that. Even though it's more money, he's still not feeling that. Another scene they go to, you see Raekwon going to visit his mother. Well, going home, excuse me. I'm going to say visit his mother. There's a lock on the door. She's been evicted because they didn't have enough money for rent. She didn't want to worry him. So at that time, Ray goes crazy. He punches on the door like, I need to get money. So different members from Wu-Tang is struggling because there's no money coming in. They're waiting for a record deal. They don't know what they're going to do. Everybody's doing something crazy. You got is selling drugs in the street again. He's looking like they got to eat. It's just going crazy and hectic. Divine is getting ready to go to another meeting. He's in the kitchen talking to his sister. He gets a knock on the door. It's his PO. PO comes in, checks the house, saying everything is good. He asking him, what's up with your job search? He's like, oh, I got my own business now. Like, okay, where's your W-4? He said, well, the money's not coming in. He's like, I'm going to have to violate you if you don't have a W-4. So there's pressure on Divine now. So at this time, Ray goes into the studio. He's going crazy, yada. The only people that's in the studio is the engineer and Power. And he's saying, like, I need money, man. This is bullshit. Power say, everything how you feeling right now, put that on the record. Put that on the record. So this is how Raekwon changes his original verse from the Lifestyles of the Rich to the Cream verse. That's how he gets to that. They have a meeting with Def Jam A&R, which is Lala. So she tells them that she wants to sign Wu-Tang, but the first two members that they want to come out with albums would be Method Man and ODB. RZA's like, no. I want Wu-Tang to sign as a group, but they have their own creative freedom to sign whoever they want to sign to. That's why they threw Wu-Tang Productions. And she didn't really like that idea. So Power and Divine's like, man, why you ain't telling us what's going on in your head? He's saying no, because if we sign Wu-Tang to Def Jam Records, and if Method Man album doesn't do good, they're not going to budget ODB. So he wants them all to have their record label freedom to go wherever they want to go. There's another meeting with Steve Rifkin. He gets in contact with RZA. He goes by, he goes by the studio. He meets up with, RZA has a meeting saying that he doesn't have the money, but they said we have deals. RZA says, these labels are talking to us, or our people got to eat. He said, can you come up to Connecticut and perform for the BMG, the person that's going to actually fund you, sponsor us? He's like, yeah. The whole Wu Divine Power drive up to Connecticut. They perform the Cash Rules Everything Around Me. Before I get to that, they didn't have a hook for that song. Method Man comes into the studio. They ask Meth, can you lay something? Meth puts down the iconic hook, Cash Rules Everything Around Me, Cream Get the Money, dollar dollar bill, y'all. And there it is. It's finalized. They go up to Connecticut. They perform the song. All the sponsors, the owner of the record label, the CEOs, the president's vice president, everybody's like, yo, that's the song. Steve Rickham give them 2 keys to some suites and saying, like, stay overnight, have fun, do your thing. Wu-Tang, the members get out of control. Ghost sneaks off. He goes and breaks into some white people's room, steals a chain. You got RZA has a talk with him saying, I hope you're not selling. He's like, man, I gotta eat. What you talking about? You got goes downstairs. He takes a pack out the trunk, and when he takes the pack out the trunk and put it in his coat, the police put the sirens on him. They take him to jail. So at this time, RZA goes see Steve Rifkin, but before he sees that, Method Man's stomach's not feeling good. ODB, Raekwon and them, they go spray a fire extinguisher on Method Man. He come back and start spraying their ass. They just tearing up the room, acting a fool, drinking with the women that work there. The hosts, I guess, they do the housekeeping, whatever. They having a good time with them. So all that stuff is going on, yada yada yada. So RZA over here, Steve Rickham talking to one of the sponsors, saying that this is outrage, and he's like, these are going to be the Beatles. What are you talking about? He's looking at Wu-Tang as the next Beatles, because he's going to give Wu-Tang the freedom they can do what they want to do, signing as a group, but also having the freedom to sign with any individual label. They go now back to Staten Island. Ghost goes sees his girl. He gives her a handful of money. She's like, where you get this from? He's like, listen, I'm gonna take care of you. Don't worry about working. I got you. So they're in the studio. RZA tells everybody offering us 60,000, and Power's like, that's not enough. I can give you 60,000. What's up with the 200K? Divine tells Power Elektra pulled a deal off the table because they heard about you guys getting arrested. They didn't want no parts of that. Plus, about what happened at the hotel. He asked about the Def Jam situation, so they didn't know what was going on with that. RZA leaves. You see him playing chess with himself in the park again, talking to his conscience. Now he has a scene. He's talking to his younger self when he's like 5, 6, 7 years old, and he's saying that every move you make has to be the move at the beginning towards the end. From the beginning towards the end. That's how the move must be made. I was like, interesting. So he comes back into the studio and said, we just signed to Loud Records. And everybody like, yo, what? And that's how it ended. Man, this was a great episode. I'm not going to lie. I was very happy to see what was going on in RZA's mind. Because remember, RZA was signed before. So he knows about the in and outs. Jizza talks about that. They've been through this. They know how it is to starve and to have a steak on their plate. So he knows it's not really about the money. It's longevity. RZA's looking at what's going to happen in the long run. They could have took the 200K from Elektra, but that means they would have had to actually, their image would have had to sell out to a certain degree. Or they could have took the deal with Def Jam, but that means every artist might not have the luxury to drop a solo album if one solo album didn't get the buzz or didn't make the sales Def Jam was looking for. So he's trying to give each and every member their creative freedom so they can do what they want to do without being held back by one label. They can have their own individual deal, make their own money, and not having one label hold them back. So that was actually interesting how they showed this in this episode. We only got one episode left of season 2. I'm mad, upset, irate because I wish there was more episodes of season 2. So we have to wait next year for season 3. So let me know what y'all think about this episode. Post your comments below. Hulk smash Black Panther the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. If you want to support and donate to the channel, I have Patreon, patreon.com/KofiUniverse. Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, Streamlabs, everything's in the description. Until next time, salute.
If you're looking for me to react to any song freestyle video, that's $20 per reaction. For sponsorships, that's $50 minimum. Also, Hulk smash Black Panther the like button, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. Also, if you want to become a Patreon member, patreon.com/KofiUniverse. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, everything's in the description, y'all. Salute.